I'm going to show you 6 ways to break through the profit ceiling in your business so that you can take your life, your business to the next level. Now, real quick, what I want to say to you on the other side of this camera is that although these concepts seem remarkably simple, they're not always easy. And it's oftentimes the fundamentals that hold us back most. Oftentimes in business, it's the hard decisions, it's people most times. All businesses, their biggest problem is people and people's behavior. And so what I want you to take with you in this video is that these are principles that are multidimensional. They're multi-domain. They cross all of the domains, whether in your personal life or your business, yet do not discount them. Otherwise, you will suffer the consequences of breaking these rules. Now, the first rule here is beliefs can be borrowed. Now, yes, I do believe a lot of people need to change their beliefs around money, around what they're doing. But if you want to break through that profit ceiling, if you want to go to the next level, beliefs can be borrowed. One of the best things that you can do for somebody is to lend them your belief in them. And one of the best things you can do for yourself is to get around other people that will help lend you their beliefs in you. Because when you get around people that are operating at a higher level, you'll get new information. You'll get new ways of doing things. And also you'll get their beliefs in certainty, which is really what you need to take that information and turn it into action and actual results. And without this, oftentimes what happens is we get information, but we don't take action on that information. And we don't actually follow through. So beliefs can be borrowed. And if you want to break through that profit ceiling, most of the time, people need to believe it's true before they'll put in the work and the effort to actually go pursue that big dream or to pursue getting through that profit ceiling. And so a big reason for this in business is business owners they're working tirelessly. They're saying, I've got this profit ceiling. I can't seem to break through. And they think they're trying everything they know. And then they go and they get in proximity to somebody else. Boom, one idea. And then one idea coupled with the belief that person lends them. And then they go add zeros to their bottom line. So it's not only information. You have to have the belief in that information that it's useful and then be able to turn that into action. So guys, the next one, define your productivity. And this is crucial. Sorry, I'm still getting used to writing on this board, but this is crucial because if you don't define productivity, then how are you supposed to actually measure what you're getting? And again, it sounds simple, but what gets measured gets managed. And you have to define what productivity is. There's a lot of people in businesses that are doing all of these things, but they're not bringing cash flow in the door. It's like, do we have a strategy? Do we have a strategy to turn this unit of productivity into dollars, right? That sounds so simple, but there's an enormous amount of minutia, friction, and other things in businesses that don't actually translate productivity into dollars. And productivity for productivity's sake is useless. So you have to define what productivity is and the result that you're hoping to get from it. Because working on the right thing at the wrong time is a huge mistake with entrepreneurs. It's a huge mistake with business owners. They're working on something they might need to work on in 3 years, but what they need to work on today is totally different than what they need to work on in 3 years. And so you might need to work on it in 3 years, but if you're working on it now, it's not productivity. Like, yes, you're getting stuff done. Yes, that's busyness, but you're not actually doing things that are growing the business. It's not a money task. It's not something that is leading you towards profitability or greater profitability. And it's getting kind of warm in here. And this is a major thing that holds people back. So you have to define productivity. You have to define what you need to be working on most right now, and you need to dial that in to a very narrow thing, and then say, okay, how long is this going to take? Like, how long should this take? Okay, this should take 3 days. Boom, let's get on it. At the end of 3 days, you've got to look back and say, okay, did what I thought was going to happen? Did I get the results that I was looking for? And most people, they're like, okay, let's try this, but then they don't take time to analyze the results and then actually make the measurable, meaningful changes in their business. Now, the next one is super important. Reject conventional norms. Now, this, man, let me think of how to say this. This is remarkable because so many people are going to be watching this video, and you're probably in a business that is overly commoditized, and you're looking at what all of your other competitors are doing, and you're just trying to copy that and do it cheaper. That is mistake numero uno in business. Like, if you're looking at all your competition and then just trying to do the same thing cheaper, then by definition, you're just a commoditized version of that same product. And people are always going to be looking for who can do it cheaper. People are always going to be looking for those things. And so if you want to break through that profit ceiling, you have to decommoditize yourself. You have to decouple, right? You've got to decouple yourself from the market here. These are all your competitors, and you need to go create some sort of new blue ocean. That's the blue ocean strategy. That's creating a category of one. That's category kings. That's all of these concepts when it comes to business. And if you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, then how would you expect to get some sort of different result than what other people are getting? It makes no sense. And unless you have some differentiating factor, maybe you have technology that you can scale better, you can automate better, you have more logistics, unless you have some sort of competitive advantage, it is in your best interest to reject conventional norms and to go create your own market, to go create your own thing. And it's easier said than done. There's a lot of work that goes into this. But this is a differentiating factor between people who do massive things and other people who do little things. And like big time people, they do this. Little time people, they just stay in their traditional market and they do things the way that they think that they should, and that, you know, they're playing by all the rules that are set out in the marketplace, and they really have no way to expand, to grow. And again, this is about breaking through the profit ceiling. So if you want to get through the profit ceiling, by definition, you have to do things that other people aren't doing. Let me scroll my iPad here. Okay, this one you guys are going to love. It's utilizing action goals versus outcome goals. Now, what do I mean by this? Oftentimes, we can't control the outcome. We can control a lot of the variables, but oftentimes there may be outside forces that dictate whether you get a big contract or whether you get certain business or any of that. And most often, people reward themselves based on the outcome that they get. And yes, in business, you actually do have to be getting outcomes. And if you're not, then you've got to assess your strategy. But one of the most helpful ways to break through that profit ceiling is to focus on action goals instead of outcome goals. And what I mean by that is your team needs to have a big outcome goal. You need to have a big thing. But then you've got to break it up and say, okay, what are the action goals that I can control today? What actions, what behaviors do I need to take that I think are going to get me the outcome that I hope for. Making YouTube videos is one for me. I can't necessarily control the algorithm. And yes, I can control getting better at YouTube videos. It's a work in progress, by the way. But what I can control is showing up and making 3 videos per week consistently, and then noticing that feedback, taking that feedback, and then getting better. But I can't necessarily control if this video goes viral, if it's my next video that goes viral, if it's my 500th video that goes viral. What I can control are the inputs. And I can say, okay, that was okay. Where can I do better? And then I can keep in mind the outcome that I want. Yes, I want hundreds of thousands or millions of views on every video. So that's a process. And I know that in order to be great, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. I think that was a Les Brown quote. And that remains true in your business. So you have to pay attention to the results that you're getting. You say, hey, we're going to do this for the next quarter, and then look at the outcome, and was it what you expected? Because humans are prediction machines. And I am just do tons of personal development stuff, tons of stuff, but people don't really understand personal development. What personal development really is how to successfully go from one level to the next level to the next level to the next level with as little friction as possible, with the orientation on growth and progress, so that you can live the best life that you can. And it so happens that business is just one of those ways that I express that sort of art. But this will help you break through the profit ceiling, because if you're only focused on outcome goals, but you haven't identified those daily tasks and those action goals, then oftentimes it's going to be really confusing and it's going to hold you back. So the next one, talents. Now, this is going to help you whether you're in a job, whether you own a business, but you have to identify your core competency areas. Where are you most competent? There's no class in school that teaches you how to find your talents. There's no class in college, in school, anywhere that says, how do I find my unique abilities, my unique talents, my uniqueness to bring into the world? Beyond what most people say, well, I'm really good with people, I have a lot of empathy, I have this. It's like, what are your unique talents that takes your prospect from X, the problem that they have, to Y, which is the solution or the payoff? What are those what did I do? Sorry guys. I'm new with the screen here, and I messed something up. Let me see if I can go back here. There we go. Your talents are vital to driving your business forward, your profit forward. So I was working with somebody last year, and they were actually in a job, and they knew they had unique talents, but they weren't being compensated in the marketplace to the degree that they thought they should. And I agreed. And it was really just a small shift in messaging and packaging, in bottling that up. And lo and behold, they got about an 80% pay increase with about 6 months of work with me. So it was a massive, massive win and massive success for them. And I work with business owners mostly, but I will work with people if they're the right fit, if there's some real alignment there. But you have to know your talents, your core competency areas. And if you're a business owner and you're working and you're doing accounting and you're trying to make the graphics and you're trying to edit your videos, when what you're really good at is either sales or managing customer relationships or prospecting new big deals. And ideally, at some point, you should be working on your business, not in your business. And hopefully that turns out to be one of your unique talents, because that's one of the greatest things that you can do to actually grow your business into something that is really of magnitude. But guys, your unique talents, your core competency areas, if you want to break through the profit ceiling, stop doing all the other stuff and only focus on what you're really good at. A great book on this is Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell. And, it's really focusing on that one thing. Gary Keller, The One Thing book, it's a great book on focusing on the one thing. And what I'll add to that is focusing in on what's highly profitable and highly enjoyable for you and you are highly skilled at. And if you're not highly skilled at that yet, that's okay. But you've got to build those skill sets at some point, and that will make you more profit in your business. I guarantee it. And then the last one, this is probably my favorite one, just because I'm an outlier and I like to do things differently. So guys, sorry my handwriting is horrible, but change the game. You've got to change the game. And this really calls back to rejecting conventional norms, but you've got to change the game in your business. And you've got to find new innovative ways to do things. And I know people toss out these words, innovative ways. We're breaking through stuff, and that's great. But oftentimes, business owners, individuals, they think they need to make linear leaps in their job. Business owners think they need to grow their income in a linear fashion. Business owners think they need to. There's all these fictional, made up, imaginary rules that so many people operate by. And this is part of my job in the personal development realm to break through those things, to question the preconceived reality, the base assumptions that you have about how reality works, because when you can free yourself from those, you can play an entirely different game. And that's how we see people who have gone on to do just amazing, large things. I think Alex Hormozi is a great example of this with Gym Launch. Gym Launch, essentially, if you think about it, is really a digital course mixed with weekly calls for support and service. And that's what they do. And the end product, of course, is they help gym owners add like $200-something thousand to the revenue in a 12-month span for their average gym owner who's their ideal avatar. And the brilliance in that was that rather than try to sell it as a digital course or whatever, he created a licensing agreement. So it's really a licensing company, and they're really selling intellectual property. And I believe we are, in the phase where intellectual property is just going to explode. It already has exploded. But if you're thinking, hey, it's too late, not a chance. No way. Like, people are thinking, oh, it's impossible to get on YouTube today. Not a chance. It's going to be so much bigger in 10 years than it was in the last 10 years. And if you sleep on it, you're going to have to sit with those consequences as well. But whatever the case is, you've got to change the game to find a way to get leverage. And leverage is one word that I want to be known for on the internet, because you've got to get leverage in every area of your life, whether it's freedom, health, relationships, money. Like, you get leverage in a lot of different ways. Sometimes it's by meeting people. Sometimes it's by relationships. Sometimes it's by getting different knowledge. Maybe it's watching this video. Sometimes you get leverage through automation, through some sort of logistical thing that you have that other people don't have. PBD created his company. Insurance company, hey, it was worth a little bit, but it wasn't really worth a huge multiple until he made it a data company. And when he did that, what's your average data company get? Something like 16 to 20 times multiple of your EBITDA. So guys, these are 6 ways that you can break through the profit ceiling. Whatever game that you're playing, just if you need some help with that, leave a comment down below. We'll get on a call. We'll do something. But you've got to find these things and pick whichever one is stopping you most right now, and then go solve for that and watch as your profits soar. So guys, hope this helped. My name is Kalen Compass. I don't like long intros. I wrote a book last year. If you are into personal development, if you want to learn about how to break through all of that stuff, here's the book. I'll put a link down in the comments. It's only for men, but I've had a bunch of women read it, and they love it as well. So guys, hope this video helps. Be great.